Alright guys, so here you can see the edge, right, how it's really close. Try to get really close here. So all you see is just the small little edge here. It's a nice clean cut right there on the face. Hard to see in the video, but it's just a clean edge. I don't want, a 2-inch gap here or anything like that. If you look down here, you can see how the grass is flat. The other thing that's very important is when you guys install mulch, make sure you don't install the mulch all the way up flush with the grass like that, because this is going to make it very hard to maintain. So when you install the mulch, make sure you have this is where you do want to have a small gap, maybe 1 to 2 inches of a gap. Can be at a tapered angle here, just blend it in nice and clean so that you can have a nice clean edge as you're installing this mulch, and then as you go around and you do the edging, so you can see a nice clean radius all the way around that has been established. And if you have this kind of a gap here, it's very easy to maintain that nice clean face at all times, and that's what the lawn needs to look like every time. So I'm just gonna go through this and show you. Right, in some areas here, because they installed this mulch so close, it's almost impossible to set a good edge, but we're going to have to rake that back and make that nice and clean. And then be aware of your surroundings. So as you're doing this line right here, be aware which way the string is throwing the grass and the rocks and the soil and the bark and whatever else. So we have vehicles there, right? You don't want to put dents in them, you don't want to scratch them, you don't want to break any windows, so you don't want to use the weed eater throttle any higher than you have to. If you do it too slow, you can't do a nice clean job and it takes too long. If you do it too fast, you are wasting power that you don't need, and you are potentially going to throw some rocks and break a window and cause some huge liability issues. So then I slow down here. As you get farther away, you don't have to worry about it as much. But then as I'm making this corner, what do we have in the back? We have windows. So be aware of those things. You have to have your mind go 360 and always be around, aware of your surroundings. So as we go here, everything is clear. And then we have a small angle here. What's on the other side of this angle? Let's take a look. Neighbor's windows, okay? So be aware of those things. Also, most of us work next to roadways, so most homes also have a road that goes to that home. So there's cars driving by, there are kids playing around, there are people walking by. Be aware of those things. Don't hit any rocks that will end up in the street. Hit a car going by. Be courteous, give them a chance to go by, stop what you're doing, let them go by, and then resume your work when it's safe to do so. So a lot of this is common sense. Maybe you already know this, but we have to cover it for liability issues and also to make sure that we don't expect you to do something that you don't know. So this is the purpose of this, is to make sure we are all on the same page. If you have any questions about any of this work, if any of it doesn't make sense, if you need to go over it again, if you need to practice, if you need any kind of help, please ask.